obviously you are losing your voice. You've just finished the She Who Rocks tour, but you haven't actually finished doing shows yet, have you?
No, we just finished doing the New South Wales leg, and this weekend we're doing Adelaide and then Tasmania. I'm okay though, I just got a cold, and then when I sang on the cold on the weekend, it sort of threw me a bit, so I just have to shut up for a few days and I'll be back on track.
Well, how did the She Who Rocks tour go? Because I know you made a lot of Australian bands very happy on that tour.
It's been going exceptionally well, actually, better than we would have hoped. We seem to be selling out nearly every show, and the crowds are really into it, and we're playing great. And I think because both bands are fans of each other, we're sort of stepping up to the plate each night to try and impress each other. So it's a good dynamic.
Yeah. The rest of the shows you've got, are they still with the Baby Animals?
Yeah, they're all with the Baby Animals.
Oh, right. Well, was it just last year or the year before that you announced the Super Jesus were doing a one-off show?
That was 2 years ago.
Since then, it's just been a whirlwind again, hasn't it?
Well, we thought we would just do one show and see how we felt about each other, because we hadn't seen each other for 10 years. So we thought, no pressure. We won't say we're doing anything. We'll just do one show and see how it goes. And we loved it, so we started doing more. Of course, I didn't see that coming.
But then you wouldn't have it any other way. You just got a new record deal and a new single released.
Yeah. So the single went to radio today, and now we're working on an EP or a full-length album. I'm not sure. I think just an EP at this point, but never know, might get carried away and it might end up being a double album.
So the Super Jesus, you've only ever had that one lineup change. And, yeah, Tim, he actually went off with his own band for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, he was in a band called the Androids, and then he was in the Rogue Traders, and he plays with a whole lot of different guys.
Right.
Yeah, he's a very busy musician, Tim.
How's it feel then for the four of you to be back together?
Oh, it's great. It's like we never left. We are just having so much fun playing together, and just remembering that I've got rock and roll in my veins and I forgot about it, and I'm loving every second of it.
Yeah. And what about the songwriting for the new music you're making? What's that like?
Well, I'm pretty happy with it. How we're doing it now is I'm kind of writing songs, sending them to the guitarist who works on the instrumentation, and then once we've got the meat and potatoes together, we send it to the rest of the band, and everybody does their parts from their own home. So our drummer lives in Seattle, our bass player lives in Adelaide, and the guitarist lives in Melbourne, and I'm in Sydney. So we just send files around across the world, and that's how we're recording. We don't even talk to each other or look at each other or anything. It's just emails and files.
That's how you're getting along so well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then that's a good excuse to actually tour, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's also kind of cool. I mean, it's nice being in a room together and jamming, but there's also merit in just having that isolated space to just sit and think about your parts and write your parts just by yourself. And, we all know our style so clearly and what is expected of us individually as musicians. So just to be able to have that space to sit down and create the best part that you can for what's needed for the song without people breathing down your neck, I think is sort of working well for us at this point.
Well, tell us about The Setting Sun. What is that track written about?
I actually wrote that song years ago. That song's been kicking around in my solo set for about 5 years, and I sent a whole bunch of songs to Tim for potential, what do you think of this, what do you think of that, what's picking up your ears, and we'll work on it. And I sent him all these rock songs, and for some reason he picked up on that one, and it was real pop song the way I had it, completely different chords underneath, kind of sound like the Cranberries, and he completely changed the instrumentation underneath and made it like a totally different thing. So it's kind of bizarre for me. It's taken me a while to get my head around it, to be honest, because when I've been singing it in my solo set, the chords underneath are really supportive of the melody, and it's really easy to sing. And now when we're doing it live in the band, the chords underneath are really discordal and minor and don't support the melody like the other one did, and it's been freaking me out on stage, actually. I'll go to sing it and think, man, where am I? I'm just I was sort of making a few mistakes, and now I finally got it. The penny dropped the other night at the Metro, and now I know how to sing this. But yeah, it was sort of stressing me out for a while. I thought, oh no, we've ruined it. But now I've got it, and I know it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
But it's a totally different song to what it used to be now, though. But that's what happens with those guys. I write stuff and I send it to them, and then it's like, look what they've done to my song. Bomb. Yeah.
Well, the Androids, they were more of the pop band anyway, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. They were very much a pop band.
Yeah, Tim has that in him.
Yeah, but in our band, I'm the pop guy and he de-popifies me, strangely enough.
It is a great track. Are you actually going to make a film clip for it?
I believe we are going to record the show that we're doing in Adelaide and just use live footage for it.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Were you expecting, it's almost like you haven't been away.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, when we sort of got back together, for us, it felt like we hadn't been away. because nobody had changed. Everybody looked exactly the same, and we're all, banging around the same jokes and everything. It was like wasn't a time warp. And like our first show was packed, and every show we've done have been packed, and we're like, wow, people still care. So we are a bit shocked ourselves because we thought we might have to start from the ground up again, but it would appear people still remember us, which is great.
And I guess one of the big questions would be then, this is more than a reunion now. Do you guys have plans to possibly head overseas and take this as far as you can?
We never really have grand plans to do anything great. We just kind of play and we get a kick out of it and we go, yeah. And then we kind of just put it aside and go on our merry way for a year or so, and then we go, let's do it again. So the concept of us being that career-driven that we would take this overseas, I think, is slim. I don't know why. I just think everyone's in kind of different places right now and different priorities. So I don't really think that it's like put your life aside. It's all about the band. I think we're too old for that now, to be honest. Everyone's in sort of different positions. And I mean, I'd go. I just don't reckon the boys would want to go.
Well, I'm sure a lot of Australians will be happy to know that you're going to be an Australian band anyway, that will be able to come to all your shows.
Exactly. Yeah, we like it here.
And well,
stay where the love is, I say.
Yeah, definitely. When can we expect the EP to be released?
The EP should be out sometime later this year. I'm not sure what the actual date is yet because we're still working on it.
And the single, The Setting Sun, it's available on June 19th.
Right.
At this point, it's just a digital release?
I believe so, yeah.
Right. Well, vinyl's making a comeback too. Can we expect the EP to be put out on vinyl?
I love that vinyl's making a comeback because I play nothing but vinyl at my house. I don't even have a CD player. I mean, I've got iTunes, but I don't like it. It's confusing. Vinyl, I like. I can look through my collection, see the pictures, read the lyrics, go from beginning to end. I like that. So I'm definitely going to look into that because it's totally my thing.
Yeah. Well, with the time that you have spent in the music industry, what's something that, you hold as a dear memory to you?
Oh, probably my favourite memory was when we were touring in America and we were in Chicago. We had 3 days off and I left the band, flew back to Australia and we went to the Arias, won an Aria, stayed up all night long, partied with everyone, got on the plane, flew straight back to Chicago, got out of the cab, went to the backstage of the gig where everyone was waiting, quickly got changed, jumped on stage, went, hey, we won, and then did a rock show at the Metro in Chicago, which is like the coolest room. That was like a very victorious 48 hours.
A lot of adrenaline.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And what about advice? I mean, you've probably been given some good advice in your time in a musical terms. What would you pass on to somebody in a band starting out?
Well, I would say just always push yourself to be better. Don't ever settle for if you think, oh yeah, that song's pretty good, let's just write another one. Don't settle if you think that it could be better. You're better off taking ages to write one good song than writing a dozen songs that are all kind of average.
Yeah, that is good advice.
And especially lyrically as well. Don't look at lyrics and think, oh yeah, that'll do. In your heart of hearts, you've got to look at it and go, is there something better out there? Do I really love that line? I read this thing that Peter Gabriel used to go through his lyrics line by line and give them a rating out of 1 to 5. And a producer told me that once, and then I started doing it to myself. And then, when you're going line by line and you look at that line, you think, is that really the best I can do? It's going to sum up what I'm trying to say in that spot. And when you start doing that, you find that you pull out better stuff because you're talking to yourself deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is really good. And is there something that you would actually like to say to your fans who have obviously been sticking by you and waiting for this?
Yeah, just thank you. Thank you so much for accepting us back after so many years with such warmth and open arms and rock ferocity. I'm just loving it. I can't believe that people are just so enthusiastic about where we're at and what we're doing. It's so encouraging as well. I'm getting really nice messages from people encouraging me to write songs and that's good because sometimes it gets hard when you're just sort of sitting by yourself at your computer. You think, I've got to write something, can't be bothered, I don't know what to do. And when you've got people egging you on, telling them what a difference it's made in their life and how they're dying for new tracks, it makes it so much easier. So it's like a cool little support network. So, yeah, thanks.
Facebook has made a big difference, hasn't it?
Yeah, because we never used to be able to communicate with anyone. I never knew what anyone thought. Just we'd see them at the gig, but you don't really see them because, hey, I've got terrible eyesight and there's so many of them, I don't know what's going on. And then you go home and you don't know if they liked it or not, You don't know anything. But now we know everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I will actually tell people if they go to www.thesuperjesus.com, that will actually take you straight to the Super Jesus Facebook.
Yeah, because same with my website as well. I just don't like the website because I can't talk to anyone. Facebook's fun. They talk to me, I talk to them. I know how to use it. I can put pictures up. The website, I don't know. It's just, I hate it. I turn it on. It's just a whole bunch of old pictures and I don't know how to update it and I couldn't really give a rat's ass. So, yeah, Facebook is my one.
You're facebook.com/Sarah McLeod Official.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
And people can go and connect with you there and give you a like and go to the Super Jesus, and that's the Super Jesus Official on Facebook, and give that a like and keep up with the tours, which your tour wraps up on the 26th in Tasmania.
Yeah.
And you've got shows at the Gov in Adelaide on the 19th and the 20th.
Yep.
And the single, The Setting Sun, you can buy it from iTunes from the 19th of June. And we really look forward to the new EP that's going to come out later in the year as well.
Yeah, me too. So everybody keep egging me on, because the more you egg me on, the more songs I write.
Awesome. Definitely do that.
Yeah.
I will let you go. It's been amazing to finally get to speak to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Kat.
That's all right. And I definitely look forward to catching you when you do come back to Melbourne.
Yeah, November I think we're coming back.
Awesome. Definitely be looking out for it. And once again, I will say facebook.com/The Super Jesus Official. And the same for Sarah McLeod Official on Facebook.
That's us.
Thank you very much. You go and don't talk to anyone else for the rest of the day.
Don't talk to strangers.
No. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kat. See you later.
Bye.